はい、それでは皆さん、today I'm going to talk a little bit about a phrase that we can use in Japanese to describe a person. So before we start, let's review a couple of the words that we have learned so far to talk about different parts of a person's body. So we have atama, kami, a little hard to tell in this example maybe, but for a person's hair, kami, me, kuchi, te, and ashi. So, atama, kami, me, kuchi, te, ashi. So, we can use these words to give a description in Japanese using a structure that we have looked at a little bit in some of the vocabulary for this chapter, but we're going to look at a little bit more here. So, we can say, Lisa-san wa se ga hikui desu. So, se ga hikui, I think Genki has already taught us as meaning that somebody is short, right? But the literal meaning of like se ga hikui is like their se, which is like their like stature, is low. Like their height is low. So in English, we just have one word, like Lisa is short. But in Japanese, we say, like, Lisa-san wa, like, as for Lisa-san, her height is low. And this is a structure that we use very commonly in Japanese. So, for example, we might say, Lisa-san wa atama ga ii desu. So, as for Lisa-san, her head is good. In English, we say, like, you're smart, right? And atama ga ii is one of our vocab words, meaning, like, smart. But literally, we're saying, as for Lisa-san, her head is good, meaning smart. Lisa-san wa kami ga mijikai desu. So, as for Lisa-san, her hair is short. Lisa-san has short hair. ですね。Lisa-san wa me ga ookii desu. As for Lisa-san, her eyes are big. Lisa-san wa te ga chisai desu. As for Lisa-san, her hands are small. Lisa-san wa ashi ga mijikai desu. すみません。足が短いです。As for Lisa-san, her legs are short. So this is the most natural way to describe these features in Japanese. We first reference the person, wa, some part of their body, ga, and then the adjective, desu. So, like, we're using this to describe one specific feature of a bigger item. So, noun wa, noun ga, adjective desu. So, the first noun is the general topic. So, like, if we're talking about the features of a person, it's going to be that person's name. Like, Lisa-san wa. And noun 2 is what specific part we're talking about. So, if we're describing a person's appearance, it might be their hair, or their eyes, or their height. And then ga, and then the adjective that describes it. So, Lisa-san wa me ga ookii desu. As for Lisa, her eyes are big. In English, we would say, like, Lisa has big eyes. So, like, this wa is the general topic that we're talking about. And the ga is talking about what, like, the subject is. So, and not to get too technical, but the subject is whatever, like, the adjective or the verb is actually referring to. So the topic and the subject are a little different. So, Lisa-san は目が大きいです。The 大きい, big is referring to the eyes, not to Lisa. So if I say Lisa-san は目が大きいです, I'm not saying Lisa is big, I'm saying the eyes are big. And I know that because the ga here is with me. The ga is with eyes. So we can say something like, I mean, it's not grammatically incorrect to have like what you'd say in English, like Lisa-san は大きい目があります. That's not grammatically wrong, but it sounds very foreign. Like, if you say that, people can tell that you're not a native speaker. So the natural way to frame it in Japanese is with this. Name wa, feature ga, adjective des. That makes you sound like a native Japanese speaker. So let's try and make some sentences. You can pause the video for a minute if you want. Okay, let's try checking them together. What can we say about Kazuko-san? いいですね。Kazuko-san は髪が綺麗です。So, as for Kazuko-san, her hair is beautiful. ですね。How about Miki-san? Miki-san は目がかわいいです。Good job. How about Anna-san? Anna-san は足が長いです。And Jimmy-san? Jimmy-kun は背が低いです。背が低いです。So this 誰々さんは feature が adjective です。is the most natural way to describe someone's appearance in Japanese.